Manga Dracula is peak. It might be the best Dracula out there. Let me show you why. Our story starts on a ship with some strange happenings occurring, according to the captain's logs, which is the closest thing to filming a TikTok in his car that he could be doing at this time. This is pre-TikTok, pre-car, pre-phone, but he still needs to rant. Crewmate enters the call.
Cap, I saw something crazy on the deck. No, Cap, I saw Slenderman. No, we're gonna die.
Cap's like,
get it together.
But notices a chia pet has taken root in his crewmate's back. Ew. Cap then recalls prior to the voyage, they were enlisted to transport some queer crates. What do you mean by that? They crack one open to check its components and are assaulted by the sense of rotting flesh. One guy's like, I'm a farmer's kid, let me get a taste of that dirt.
Yuck, oh my gosh, it tastes like dirt, ew. I've eaten a lot of dirt, this dirt is, oh my gosh.
And when closing the crate, a crewmate gets cut and some stems show up. And over the journey, things get bizarre. Crew are getting sick, they're fighting, they're missing. And now they're searching for Slenderman. They covered the whole ship except one room. It's a greenhouse in there, and they notice something off with these plants. Captain then has everyone open all the crates, and he tells them to move them around in a certain order to see something. And what he finds is the indentation of a human body. Everyone then starts freaking out when Dirt Boy and Chia Pet pull up, and havoc ensues. The Plants vs. Zombies alliance wins out against everyone on the boat except the captain. You got the cross on him, and it's acting as a holy pesticide. And that strange plant from earlier doesn't like what it sees. A few weeks later, and we're in Whitby, England. Specifically Whitby School, where our protagonist Mina is being invited to the cemetery. At the cemetery, we got Luke, Arthur, Quincy, and Joe, lounging about, betting if she'll come. And she does. Mina's got the burners on and an angry look in her eye as she approaches. She charges into the absence of ground as her back meets the bottom of a grave. The Brez catch it in 4K along with the ship from earlier. And Whitby's an all-boys academy, and Mina's the first famale to attend. And they're not really big into girls like that. Nina wants to smoke, and just like smoke, rises out of the grave. But everyone's moved on, eyes fixated on the cutscene before them. Luke paints a picture of the scene with colorful language, but the boys aren't having that girlish poetry. They want to investigate. Luke stays behind to sketch the sky, while Mina links back up with the ground, and Arthur pours a mix of tea and misogyny onto her head to massage a tea, if you will. Simultaneously, or simultaneity, an unknown creature leaps out from the ship and makes its way to the cemetery. I'll stop. Luke sees the beast and decides to work on his glutes, hamstrings, and overall lower body. And we catch a glimpse of foreshadowing in Luke's sketchbook, while the boys come across a scene of carnage left by the creature in town. They learn it's made its way to the cemetery and rush over to help Luke, who's always been dainty, as they promised to each other a couple years ago that they'd always look out for their frail friend. And you might have caught wind of this phrase, catch as catch can. It's Mina's catchphrase. It basically means do what you can. It originates from an unorthodox wrestling style of the same name. And as you can see from this flashback, Mina's really good at it. She learned it from her friend Jonathan, who taught her that every human's body has got the same bones and joints, so anyone can employ the same techniques, man or woman. And Mina has taken that catch as can-do attitude into her life, something that I wish Kasane would take inspiration from. Now, if you're like, who's Kasane? Then I'd highly suggest you catch as can catch up on the latest vid after this. But that's neither here nor there. Like how Jonathan is neither here in the story presently because he's over there in Transylvania. But who is here is Mina and Luke. Or Lucy, rather. We'll get into that later. Right now, Mina climbed out to see the beast taking a bite. She turns her head and spots the boys behind headstones, echoing about a cry of the woman Mina holds dear, who resides within Luke. TLDR, if it's daytime, it's Luke. If it's nighttime, Lucy. Arthur then skedaddles and abandons his mans, but Nina sees a hand. And if it's a person, she can handle them, screaming, and as soon as she catches, the creature disassembles and reassembles into a panel so clean I almost use it as the thumbnail. That shit's so clean, oh my goodness. Then fades into the night. Luke then wakes up, thinking Arthur saved him, and everyone goes their separate ways. Back in Joe's room, we get introduced to Renfield, an underclassman Joe's looking after. Now you may have some questions. What's up with the nun outfit? What's up with the chain? What's their relationship? Can a human really survive off of just flies? What would a quote-unquote substantial meal be? The mouse? And to that, I have no answer. Where I'm currently at in the manga, this shit is still unexplained. So, in Mina's words, I'll call it the first inexplicable happening of tonight. The second, a knock on the door. Arthur left an apology note along with tarts and apology for Mina. And as Mina clears the plate, Luke clears the bed. Mina dozes off at her desk, dreaming about the death of her mother. She caught a disease and was burnt alive for it. Won't you please open the door, Mina? And Mina's like, oh yeah, sure, come in. And Lucy just hit a jeté into, what is that, like plie? in the bare nude for, I assume, aerodynamics, I guess. Mina goes to get her a dress and spills some blood. Lucy sees that and before Mina is able to voice her suspicions, Lucy's like, let's go out. Mina entertains it and the two frolic and whatnot. Quincy sees us through the window, walks up to Arthur, who he thinks is asleep, and is like, yo, fuck you. Eat a bag of Doritos. What? And then makes like a chip and dips. Oh, full circle. Or triangle, whatever. Same time, back in Joe's room, Ren's having a puppet show using some animal carcasses as the marionette. Gotta respect the craftsmanship. Quincy pulls up on the pair back at the graveyard and hears something peculiar.
I have come from far to the east. Oh, servants of mine have fallen in. Hear me now.
My name is Count Dracula.
Not a single soul noticed when he slipped in. By the time we did, it was already too late. Overrun by Count Dracula. With that, we make it to morning. Mina braids her hair, puts on a bonnet, and sweeps from outside the class. Now I have a confession to make. This story is told through various accounts. In between volumes, Mina says all records chosen are exactly contemporary, given from the standpoints and within the range of knowledge of those who made them. Such is the full accounting of the joint efforts by our cabal, which eclipses sex, nationality, and station until the time such that we achieve victory. And now I personally really like the idea that rather than an all-powerful monster, vampires are a mishmash of hearsay, and that's reflected in the way our story is told. We hear from different perspectives, and our storytellers are unreliable, as is word of mouth, leading the truth to be not what's captured by the camera lens, but rather what's seared onto the retina. And so keep in mind that the story I'm telling isn't the story, it's my story, my interpretation. Not how the panels play out on the page or screen, but rather how I see it, how they played out to me. And that's what I'm sharing with you. And if you're liking it, share with a friend. Have some shooting stars in your messages. Anyways, a new professor from Holland has come to Whitby, and as Mina cleans up an ominous stain, we learn that to the school, maids don't exist. But not the whole school. The boys run into Mina and make plans to meet up after class. And while the stain grows, Arthur goes to visit Luke and spots his toes through the peephole. And Luke's feeling himself. And after he invites Arthur in, starts feeling Arthur too. While Mina feels the stain as she tries to scrub it dub. A grown man enters the picture and is like, my rods.
They're swaying so violently,
Below this point lies a medium.
brimming with liquid.
What the fuck am I doing? But yeah, bruh, he's like, what's beneath here? Mina's like, I can't speak, I'm the help. And he's like, bruh, I don't care, it's the 20th century, even women can talk. And this macho man is
Professor Abraham Van Helsing.
who's here to help with the supernatural situation, even letting the help. And so Mina introduces herself and offers, well, help assistance. Mina mentions the boxes from the start of our story and is stoked to be seen as a person for like 2 seconds, and then she gets the ick in more ways than one, as a waft of gamer BO greets them at the entryway. Smells like a Smash Bros tournament, but the rods are wiggling, so two of them are like,
Guess I have to go down.
and without a shadow of a doubt, the crates are identified as Dracula's. And Mina's like, Dracula? Lucy's a Drac stan. That's literally her bias. The two look at each other, and Helsing's like,
Be so kind to bring my luggage.
same time, we learn Luke and Arthur are engaging in a BLB plot. And Luke's like, skedaddling, huh? We got a real Tara yummy over here. And Arthur's like, you got me, but I'm gonna be better. Arthur then gets put into a familial genjutsu, but we'll leave that there for now. Meanwhile, Mina and Helsing are splashing holy water onto the crates and spreading around garlic flowers. And Mina's like, I don't really know about this. I mean, garlic flowers didn't even work on, well, she doesn't know that, but she's like, I don't really know about this. And Helsing is like, there's a bunch of stuff you don't really know about, like picture of the internet. And she's like, the inner what? So I could one day have a favorite channel and also have ways to support? Yeah? Nah. It's true. That's bonkers. That's bonkers. It is. And with that, everything's all good. Let's go see Luke now. And they walk in to see Arthur took the red pill. He's at a very impressionable age. Let's have some grace. Mina knocks him out of it, and Helsing's like, damn, that was pretty crazy. And she's like, hey, that's just what it is. It's just catch as catch can. You know what I mean? That's just what I'm on. I'm doing too much. Quincy and Joe pull up. Arthur gets a little problematic, but Helsing splashes him with holy water. Arthur's good now, and then Helsing proceeds to explain some lore about vampires, and Mina chimes in here and there to add context. Helsing's like, this can get critical, but for now, let's just watch over Luke. And Mina's like, I'd want to help save Lucy. And Helsing goes, Miss Mina. Yes, Professor? You're good. Mina? Oh, is that her name? When did the redhead get here? We decided to join hands and band together to save Luke. I'll be going. Anyways, so the plan is, wait, what is it? Behind you, Professor. Mina, right? Do you need anything? Please. Luke, don't worry, I'm here. Not you. What use do I have for a sniveling coward? The one I need is her. Now, I bid you enter. Thank you, Luke.
Wait! That's not me! I'd never call her Luke! My friend is Lucy!
The bats are Dracula, and with Luke's consent, the whole school's fair game. Mina holds on to Luke and tells herself,
Catch as catch can.
We stand first!
yes, like the wrestler from Mina's flashback, a dragon. Actually, Dracula means son of dragon. He's nuts. Sorry.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I will never be frightened by groundless fear. The power brings us triumph over unseen terrors.
Okay. You don't know everybody. Close-knit like a knife. Keep that circle tight. Fugitive, I'm shot. They open fire on sight. I feel you, I'm just getting cut. You holding me dead. Hey. Mina! Hey! Good. That's good. Mina woke up from the edit. She's all good. She's unharmed. It was all just a song. Everybody's still there, except Dracula. Dracula, he-heed into the night, maybe moonwalked into the abyss. Then Helsing shares the following information. Feel free to pause. Then the crew take Luke to church, no hosier, in order to treat Luke in the safe haven that is the house of the Lord. And in a similar vein, to take me to church, we find out Quincy has romantic feelings for a man. That man being Luke, who's now looking about 1,000 years younger after drinking some wine. But that's only a temporary measure. Luke needs blood. And before they're able to transfuse, drama ensues, which Luke wakes up to and decides to try getting my video demonetized by saying literally every cuss word like a kid who learned how to cuss and made their way to a COD lobby. Wait, I'm sorry. Jenny? You're just freestyling at this point. Apologies to my Jennies. And as I continue talking about what's going on inside the church, outside the church, Dracula's letting the dogs out. Luke clocks Quincy's tea. At first he tries to deny it, but then he's like,
Fuck! You're right! I'm a clone her! An unethical one at that! I shouldn't even be here!
Mina's watching like, bruh, I'm not even a human being and I'm better than this guy. What the heck? Fuck it, dude. My blood. She said checkmate. And like how the queen's the strongest piece in chess, she's no damsel in distress. Everyone's equal in war, and together they can protect Luke, but Dracula's at the door.
Intruder alert! Intruder alert!
Ren let him in, and Helsing's like,
Don't worry. We got the garlic. What? The garlic? What the fuck? Oh, we're screwed! Oh, I'm gonna die!
Mina's like, oh, okay, let's think about this. Could garlic have been superstition?
No!
Could it be this isn't Count Dracula? Maybe it evolved.
No!
Arthur's like, Professor, that shit aside, what do we do?
I don't know!
And as the wolves come charging through,
Jesus, lover of my soul.
Quincy breaks out into a hymn. The dogs are recoiling, Dracula's staying back. It's working. And so everyone joins in. Cause I think I'm the two, which then makes you the one. You go with the moon, so I prefer the sun. On the outside I just lust, but in my eyes I won. You could say the end, but I prefer begun. As daylight appears and the monsters disappear, it's looking like a dub. Except something's kinda off. Mina's looking at Luke and Mina.
Wait! Don't open the door!
Check your reality.
Computer, I was literally right there. You didn't have to cut me off.
Hey, come on.
I'm sorry. Do you want to do it? All right. Go ahead. Whenever you're ready.
It was a nightmare.
Okay, not bad. I like what you did. And yeah, it's still night. The wolves come charging forward, and Helsing reaches into his shirt, and Lucy and Helsing are gone, leaving only the four of them, a red mist, and Helsing's severed arm, holding a crucifix that he'd never shown any of them, almost as if he was gatekeeping. The incident was called a freak accident, and that the bodies are laying to rest within the pit of a hound's stomach. And as far as the adults are concerned, that's the end of the matter. But our cast isn't taking too kindly to that outcome. They're determined to settle things on their own. Their goal? To kill Dracula. They form a coalition to do so. They call it the Chameleia Club, and their first objective is finding Luke. How they intend to go about that? The Ouija board. And between you and me, I found Lucy. All aboard the Ouija board. They make contact with a spirit. Is it Luke? No. Is it Lucy? No. Is it Helsing? Yeah. Now, is Luke alive? Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes and no. He's undead. Next question. How do we go about saving Luke?
Tonight. Children. Death. Blood. Light up. Find. Then. Drive. A pilot.
Final question. Were you planning to save yourself and abandon us? The conversation ends there. Mina refuses to join in. She doesn't listen to traitors. The boys, on the other hand, they get to digging. Luke's coffin comes up empty. Well, besides the children's skulls. Lucy pulls up, but the boys have been here before. They know the protocol. Hide behind the tombstones. It's worked before and it'll... Alright, well, Nina's disappointed in herself because she's become relegated as a damsel in distress. And she's like, damn, come back soon, Jay. The Ouija board then moves to yes.
Thank you for summoning me. At last, we're together again. Mina.
Arthur, wake up! Hey, get up! Open those eyes, Arthur! Arthur wakes up to find him, Quincy, and Joe strung up, tangled in a spider's web. And before Arthur can ask what happened, keep alert, Arthur! That thing's coming back! Thank you for watching. Now I got some thoughts I'd like to share. It's about to be a bit of a video essay in the most literal fashion, but hear me out. In 1897, Irish author Bram Stoker published the novel Dracula in England. The novel would go on to become one of the best-known pieces of horror writing, and the eponymous undead monster would, for many, become synonymous with the very concept of the vampire. Vampire is a bit of an umbrella term for a monster within European folkloric legend, and one with over 1,500 years of history and any number of names and descriptions. The current conception of the vampire is informed by a combination of Romanian folklore and Christian and Slavic beliefs, all cemented into modern consciousness by none other than Bram Stoker's own Dracula. The catalyst for the melding and spreading of vampiric legends was the broadening of commercial spheres and the scope of everyday life for common people, leading to exposure to foreign cultures and new diseases. This clash of, at times, incompatible religions and traditions gave rise to philosophical paradoxes, and one response to this discord and unease over unfamiliar ailments was vampiric folklore. Notably, the infectious nature of the Black Plague and rabies conformed to the notion that the vampire could propagate by biting its victims. It's no coincidence that the vampire's supposed vulnerabilities to running water, the scent of aromatic plants like garlic and silver, elements assembled from a broad swath of European monster folklore, forms a list of basic sterilizing agents effective at disinfecting wounds. The vampire is an amalgamation, a myriad of cultural beliefs, and from era to era, its appearance and traits have morphed from one incarnation to another. Stoker's rendition, as a sovereign named Dracula, is only one facet of the myth, as a symbol for some dark, unknowable threat. It will no doubt go on to be reborn anew, possibly with a revised set of abilities and powers. Even with this host of weaknesses, Dracula embodies the fears that lie just beyond comprehension, making him the undisputed king of all monsters that go bump in the night. I thought it was pretty interesting, and it felt kind of fitting considering the state of the world right now. And I know, a lukewarm take, like, this isn't melting ice, but Luke half died for this, and fuck ice. I also wanted to have a little rant, basically just gushing over the series, but I basically did that for like 2 hours over text, so I'll just throw some screenshots of some messages. I'll just do a few of me geeking out, because looking at these, I went off into a tangent, like breaking down what specifically I liked about it, and then also how I went about telling this story for you now, and that we'd be here all night, bruh. So instead, I'll say, check out some Sakamoto's Shinichi. I've already covered 2 of his biggest works on the channel, The Climber being my first ever video, and straight up, I just love his stuff. Speaking of love, I love you. Let's get on to the parasocial powwow. Now, if you direct your eyes to the screen, you'll notice an array of comments from some of my favorite viewers. It feels like I'm beginning to find my audience. Thank you so much for the love. Now, if you direct your ears to the music, this song, just like the Kasane song, should be up on all platforms. Got new accounts up for them. Just look up Sobastar. Also, tables, we're at like 1,800 subs, so it's looking like the Rikido Part 2 will probably be the video after next. Fingers crossed. And Sobs, to be honest, I'm currently dealing with some life stuff, some extenuating circumstances that are making any support you offer, monetarily or otherwise, life-changing. Whether you sub to the channel or Patreon, listen to the music, share with a friend, show love in the comments, hype up the video, or just watch. It's always meant a lot, but it's hitting different now. And so thank you even more from the bottom of my heart. Got a lot on my plate, just like this paella. Alright, okay, bye. Close knit like a knife, keep that circle tight. Fugitive on shot, they open fire on sight. But for you, I'm just getting cut. You holding me dead to rights. Cause I think I'm the 2, which then makes you the 1. You go with the moon, so I pray for the sun. On the outside, I just lost.